Welcome to Success in the Classroom. Joining me today is Miss Autumn Wright, Director of Student Services. Welcome, Miss Wright.
Thank you for having me.
So you have a lot of things under your umbrella of student services. And one of those areas is health techs at our school sites, some of the registered nurses at our school sites, counselors. There's so much that you have under your umbrella. So talk to us a little bit about student services.
So student services is really, we provide all that added layer of support within our schools and for our students. So our school psychologists, school social workers, anything related to mental health and wellness falls under student services. So we want to make sure that we're providing those added layers of support to help our students succeed.
Okay, wonderful. Now, when you talk about added layers of support, we know over the last several years there's been an increase in concerns from parents, concerns from teachers, and even community stakeholders about students' well-being, their mental well-being. Talk to us a little bit about the services that are available within our district and within our community related to mental wellness or just overall well-being for our students and staff.
Yeah, so I'm really proud of what our district has done over the last several years to support our students' mental health.
Okay.
We have several school-based supports in place. We have CDAC counselors who provide mental health counseling for students. Our NFLAC counselors provide additional support for our military families.
Okay.
We also have our certified school counselors who are that first line of defense and who can link our students and families up with those school-based supports.
Okay.
We also have a mental health coordinator here at the district, Cindy Peden, and she can help to link families up with community-based supports.
Okay.
And she really works as a liaison between the schools and the community and all of those resources out in our community to make sure our students get what they need in the area of mental health.
Okay, so now, Ms. Wright, if a student or even a family, if they find themselves in a crisis, in some type of mental health crisis, what do they do? What steps do they take?
So the first thing is to always communicate with the school. Let them know what's going on. Tell them what you feel comfortable with telling them.
Okay.
But when we know that there's something going on outside of school, it helps us to better prepare ourselves to provide what the student needs in school to be successful.
Okay.
So my recommendation would be to reach out to the school counselor, let them know what's going on with mental health, and then they can help provide those school-based services.
Okay. Now, I know over the last few years, there's been this training for youth mental health first aid. Talk to our community a little bit about that, because some people are, well, first aid for mental health, what is that? But I know a lot of staff members, personnel here in the district have gone through this training. So what does that entail? What does that look like?
Yeah, so youth mental health first aid is required for all employees in the district. And it's just like what you would think, like CPR and first aid, medical first aid. Okay. We're providing that first aid support, that first line of defense when a student has a possible mental health challenge or crisis in the school, in the classroom.
Okay.
So we train all of our employees to know what signs to look for, how to understand what may be going on with the student, and how to link them up with services.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I'm going to switch gears just a little bit. School is getting ready to start back, and there is a parent bill of rights, and we have put some things in place to ensure that prior to providing certain types of health services to our students, that parents have input on the type of services that they want their child to receive. So talk to us a little bit about, what's taking place with that.
So that parent bill of rights allows the parents to opt in or out of certain healthcare services.
Okay.
So if your child was ill and had to go to the clinic, if you checked no on that questionnaire, then we would have to reach out to the parent for them to come up to the school to provide that support. So we want to give all of our students the supports they need in school without any barriers.
Right.
I would suggest that all the parents really take a look at that questionnaire in the student information system, or if they receive a paper copy. We have definitions for what each category entails, and we're going to follow that to the letter, but we also want to make sure that our parents are well informed so they know that this isn't anything different than what we've already been doing, all of those supports that we have in schools. We just have to have their written permission now. Parents can choose yes or no to those types of services. So it's nothing new than what we've already been doing. So I would like to stress that to the parents. And we aren't going to do anything without your consent.
Absolutely. Now, Ms. Wright, I know years prior to coming into this particular role that you're in now as Director of Student Services, you were a school counselor. Is that correct?
Yes.
So real quick, how important is it for students that are maybe entering school for the first time or transitioning new to our area and being at our school sites, how important is it for them to build those positive connections with their school counselor?
It's very important. So I was a school counselor for 15 years in elementary school, and the school counselor plays a vital role. They're kind of like the heartbeat of the school, and they're connected to everything throughout the school. So if a child is having any type of issues or barriers that are interfering with their success in the classroom, then that school counselor is there to provide that support and encouragement and extra bit of love that they need to be successful. And so I would encourage all students to reach out to their school counselors if they ever have any question about anything related to school, because they have all those connections. And just having that connection with that adult, with that counselor in school can make a huge difference for our students.
Wonderful. Well, Ms. Wright, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule and being with us today. Thank you. We have lots of resources available, and we will include in the link to this video some of those resources for you. But if you have questions or concerns, how can they get in contact with you?
So I would encourage parents and guardians to reach out to schools directly. They can provide all of those answers, and if they can't, you can reach out to Student Services directly or reach out to Cindy Peden, our mental health coordinator, and she will be able to provide that support you need.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on Success in the Classroom.